Okay, guys, I want to show you a soul Schumann resonance right now because I think a lot of you are struggling. I was writing some post on my Instagram and I got a couple of comments from other people who were glad that they heard me too talking about what is going on for us energetically and physically. So this is the Schumann resonance chart, like you know already. This is today's, the 2nd of March, and like you can see, like all the red stuff, that's all the density, like all the white stuff, white color is 5D gamma light pushing it to the surface. We can see that actually 19 hertz kind of disappeared for a while. So it's usually when it gets really strong. There are periods of the time when it gets like super thick. This line of 19 hertz gets super thick. I can show you the old charts. It's usually super thick, and when it gets super thick, suddenly afterwards we get this kind of a state going on, like that it gets more active, like in below like 8 hertz, which is this one. So between 12, anything what is like between 12 and 0, like that's really heavy. You're gonna be feeling in the lower part of your body all of this. This was very difficult yesterday or the day before. This is from yesterday. It correct itself. You always have, like we always have a 5D gamma light shut down from the space. It correct itself, and then if you see, you can notice that the 19 hertz usually disappears for a while. It's like shut down, so we can kind of reset ourselves, because this creates a lot of inflammation in the body. So you will be feeling exhausted. Take extra care for yourself. Try to do like a lot of salty baths, or what you can do, what is an absolutely brilliant thing to do, you can well, it's kind of funny way how the yogis are doing to reset themselves, is that they bury themselves into the ground for about 30 to 40 minutes. You can bury your feet into the sand if you have a sandy beach, or dig out the soil and bury your feet into the soil, that you can you can drain the pain practically down the ground. You can consciously work with the pain, but of course if there is a trauma, the pain will come back. Or you can use tapping. That helped me a lot. But anyways, like all of these things are gonna be pushing us forward, and like removing from our lives anything that is actually not going with you. And if you are in a relationship with a person who is not awake, not aware, not conscious, or not consciously working on themselves, you will be split. Especially if you are, let's say, like me, like for 6-7 years, the universe is gonna be letting you know that it's time to get out from there, that you have to let it go, and you have to go. You will be pushed to such an extent that, especially if you enmesh yourself in the situation, it's gonna be probably very loud, those things, those calls to remind you that you have to go, you have to let it go, because that person is not going with you. The gap between us is getting wider and wider, and it's gonna be extremely difficult for you to continue with people who are not your vibrational match. Also, what might happen to you, like apart from dealing with the lower part of the chakras, so we dealing a lot on the emotional level. It's all kind of a stressors. It's gonna be all kind of like finances, business, work, and relationships. These two kind of fields. And then on top of that is housing, obviously, because there is a war. So we will be experiencing all kind of insecurities, fears, limiting beliefs around what's possible to manifest and what's not possible. How the, let's say, housing market is like empty. Let's say for me in Ireland, I have limiting belief that there is nothing to rent, which is just my limiting belief. And once you understand how reality works, and that you can create something that is suddenly appear, you will find it. you will find it like, no, I have that experience, and we are in a ginormous amount of the like a house crisis at the moment in Ireland. So everything is possible, but first you need to know that it's possible, that what is possible. When you see that some people shifted or created or were catapulted out of certain situation, even if it's a war or being stuck in the woods without the food or being paralyzed and all kind of things, you can still create something within that reality, even if it's difficult. It's totally possible, but you have to heard those stories from the people who did that you actually start to believe that it's possible. Because once you start seeing those examples, what's possible, then your mind shifts. So we're gonna be shifting the perspectives the most. Like one of the biggest tools you have is really to understand how reality works. Because once you know that you are in a hologram and you are standing in the quantum field and you understand how to shift the reality, how to create certain things, there are many books written on that topic. You can research it yourself and you will be presented with information that are just right for you. So I cannot really suggest you anything. The best way is just like, if you take that information and you do all your own research on that, whatever is presented for you, it's gonna be right for you, for your mindset, for the way your mind operates. For example, my mind is more analytical, so I'm always going deep, and I'm always having the tendency to deconstruct everything and going a lot into the science and the neuroscience, and that's more of like my stuff. But you might maybe need something easier or a different way of interpreting the things. So this is the Schumann resonance chart. It's gonna be heavy on the body. You're gonna be feeling it in the hips, in all the root chakra. Practically root chakra, sacral chakra, spleen chakra. I did a beautiful article on my blog about the spleen chakra, which was really new to me, because there is gonna be a lot of grief. There is gonna be a lot of depression. There is gonna be a lot of anxiety coming with it, a lot of fears coming to the surface. There is this like a doom feeling. So you might be even just filtering it through the collective, because oftentimes, once you are plugged into the grid, you will feel all sorts of things. Like the people misunderstand the spiritual journey. They think they're gonna feel less, but actually it's the opposite. You're gonna be feeling more, and you're gonna be feeling everything, also the bad stuff. So you just have to navigate it like to your best abilities and understand what is yours and what is not yours, what you're picking up. Also, artificial intelligence obviously is gonna be amplifying a lot of things. And all of these thin hairlines which are coming from the top to the bottom, those are like the correction ones, that's a tiny little upgrades which are coming that's gonna be probably on the individual level as well. Because lot of us are having upgrades on the individual level, so not always you're gonna be feeling all of this one in here. But right now, hydrate as much as you can, help the body. The vessel is gonna be exhausted. You might have nightmares, or you might have headaches. You might have a pressure in the eyes, pressure in the brain. There is gonna be all sort of symptoms going on. If you have a lot of anxiety, you better look on the post which I did about the spleen chakra, because all of that is actually there. It's not in the heart. Heart is like it manifests all over the body, on the chest. And another thing what I want to say, it's like the new sensations what I am having right now, like on the physical field, or in the physical body, in the vessel, is this stinging, almost like I don't want to say like a stabbing. That's not exactly. It's more like this little stinging. It's like somebody is poking you constantly with the needle all over the place. And I had it like in the back, on my chest, a lot of heaviness on the chest. There is a lot of sadness and a lot of loneliness. But the loneliness is actually all the bottom chakras. There are 3 posts on, or there are maybe 5 posts on the chakras on my blog. So if you're interested in like a diving deeper into like the emotional things what are actually going with those centers, because those centers are releasing a lot, you know, because spleen is like this a major point in your body that is responsible for distributing the life force energy to the rest of the body, to the rest of the organs, and to the other chakras. And the depression is actually there. Depression and anxiety is actually there. It's stored there. It's not in the heart. It's not somewhere else. And there you as well unlock the compassion. So this is the overall like a status on the Schumann resonance. We're gonna be feeling a lot in the body. You might be exhausted. Addictions are gonna be amplified. The compulsive behaviors are gonna be like amplified. Everything seems to be really amplified. There is this conflict. The conflict between spiritual practices and your own desires. So what might happen to you as well, you might be dealing with some sort of like old, unprocessed issues and programming and traumas from the past, which are stopping you from, let's say, moving forward on your spiritual journey, or you start reversing back because you're not conscious about certain things, let's say finances. You know, a lot of people have tendencies to pick up stuff that worked for them, let's say a couple of years ago, but they are further up on the journey. So pay attention as well to how you're bouncing back and forth, because we are still going through this process of the old identity is dying and the new one needs to be created. The new one is not really existing. You know, it is there. Everything exists in the same time. You know, the time doesn't exist, so everything exists. So all you have to do is actually let go of the old and open yourself up to the unknown, and let really the synchronicities and the universe to bring everything to you. But you have to be as well aware of like how this is playing out on the energetic level. If that frequency is really your match, or if it's a match of the old frequency that is still stuck in your body. You know, oftentimes this is the easiest way how to deconstruct your reality, to asking yourself not just why is this in my experience, but as well why I am a vibrational match to this person, let's say. You know, you might notice that actually your new frequency has nothing to do with that person, because that person is far away from the frequency you are holding right now. So that must be something what you still didn't see in the past. So you might go for it. It might be this little trap what the universe is throwing at you to get aware of what is still not processed in your body. I can put it this way. I hope this helped you guys. You know, we're gonna be dealing with, we're going deeper. We are doing deeper inner work. So if you going into the hermit mode because it's too much on you, just do. You know, we are in the 2.5 year of service to others, but if it's like, it doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice yourself in the process. Put yourself first. If you don't feel well, or if you are not, you know, if it's too much on you, take care about yourself first. All right, so I hope this helped you guys, and yeah, I see you next time. I keep eye on the Schumann resonance right now. This is a new state. We were having it very, very low. I can show you. This is the state from the 19th, like the end of the month. You can see this was so exhausting. So exhausting. Look how low it is. It was like this for ages. This is a great thing that I want to show you. This is a great salad I did that would help me really a lot with the pain in the body. It's phenomenal. It always blew my mind. I don't know what is this about the cabbage. I wrote a full post about the cabbage. It's on my webpage. You can go have a look. The salad is there. It's called the Purple Rain. And it will help you with the inflammation in the body. It will take all the pain away from your body. It's amazing. I think it's the combination of the things. I did this many times and it's really saving my butt right now. So I'm passing it over. I hope it helped you guys and I see you next time. Bye.